Hello everyone, I'm Zebarsis, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Teaching of Isaac. We have an unusual character this time. It's going to be question mark, also known as the Blue Baby. He's a bit challenging. He only has soul hearts. Not only does he only start with it, but anyway, he starts with a 3. He cannot get heart containers, period. There's no choice but to get soul hearts. If I pick up an HP up, it's going to give me a soul heart, not a regular heart. And as you can tell by this little accident Blue Baby just had, he starts with the poop. Not that helpful, but it's better than nothing, right? His stats are also a little bit better than Isaac. He's got, I believe, a little more damage and a little more speed. But overall, what's the challenging part is the fact that he only has the soul hearts. So let's begin. Not much room to work with here. But as you can see, I tried getting away from the stonies as quick as possible. This is the black bean. It's not a very helpful item. You get damaged and it makes your character fart, which spews out some poisonous gas that damages your enemy. The reason why it's not that helpful is because you have to be damaged in order for it to work. And in a game like this, you're trying to avoid damage. You want to use the poop every turn. It's kind of time consuming, but sometimes you could get the petrified poop trinket, and that allows you to pretty much always get a coin just about whenever you destroy a poop. Okay, this is a good item. This will make regular hearts more likely to be soul hearts. And since the Blue Baby requires soul hearts, I think that's going to be beneficial in the end. One thing I like about this game is the monsters have to deal with the harsh environments too. You saw that one guy just ran right into the flame. Even red poops can sometimes kill enemies too. They just walk right into it. Even bosses can kill themselves to red poops sometimes. So I'm hoping for a bomb, because I actually know where the secret room is. It's tucked in the side on the right. But I can't do anything about it right now. So let's go ahead and take care of the boss. Larry Jr. I like all the space here. Usually there's rocks everywhere, and that really restricts your movements. So this is a fortunate scenario for me. Sometimes you're at the mercy of Larry Jr. You get caught in a corner and you just get caught. In this case, so I have plenty of room to move around. They're going to put a lot of poops everywhere. And when you leave the room and come back while the poops are here, they will now start dropping items, or be capable of dropping items like coins. You see all the poops that have been destroyed, they haven't dropped a single coin. But once I leave the room and come back and destroy them, then there's a slight chance they may go ahead and drop me some coins. There it is. Because I have the poop, I'd rather take the petrified poop trinket instead. Because now it's going to increase the odds of things dropping from the poop even more, which means the poop is actually going to become helpful. Speaking of helpful, got the matchbook. It drops several bombs for you. Alright, let's see if I'm right. Got my bomb back, got some keys. If I needed, rather if I had money, I could bomb my way into the shop here instead of spinning a key. But I'm poor. Now lastly, I'm going to see if I can find the super secret room. But sometimes the super secret room does not follow the rules on the first level. Technically, you can break the rules on any level. It's just the first level, it's most likely to defy the rules of how super secret rooms work. They're usually towards the end. Sometimes on the first level, it could be the very beginning, just to really throw a wrench in your plans. I'm going to try this one time, and if it's not here, then I'm just going to cut my losses. It could be here. It could. Let's go for it. Alright, I'm glad I did that, I think. So I do not want to stab myself with a blood donation machine. I have no hearts to spare. Soul hearts are a luxury, and that's what the blue baby is dependent on. Now I think if I bomb right here, I believe it's going to destroy both of them. I also don't have money for the beggar because I only have 2 cents. I recommend having at least 15 cents before you start giving money out to the beggar. Well, good news is I got my bomb back. Bad news is I was not able to reach the blood donation machine from there. And I don't have enough health to want to try the cursed room, so I'm going to move on. One advantage of the blue baby, because he never has soul hearts, the boss rooms are always open. That also goes for the regular arena rooms. If you're missing a heart or half a heart, potentially the arena rooms might be closed if it's a regular arena. But with blue baby, it's irrelevant. He has no health anyway, and based upon how that works, he will have access to all arenas at any time. I'm going to wait before I attempt that. It's only 2 brown chests. I at least want to explore the treasure room. The orange flame was the only thing that was unpredictable here, so I took that out first. Okay, that's pay to play, and let me try it again. It's pay to win. And with pay to win, it only applies when the level begins. So if I take it now, it's not going to do anything, but next level it will. It adds a re-rolling machine to your treasure room. So it's going to cost money or bombs to re-roll, but it gives you a huge advantage because if you get a crap item, you could just re-roll it in the treasure room until the treasure room re-rolling machine blows up. I'm not grabbing it yet though. Whether I take it or not, I haven't decided yet. I don't even know what hit me there. I couldn't tell. My guess is the orange flame shot me immediately. But I don't know. That was crazy. Let's talk about experimental treatment. The very first thing I want to mention about this, and the most important thing, I believe the experimental treatment for the blue baby has a very, very, very low chance of killing him instantly. It's a glitch that I believe was not patched out. I could be wrong. I know for a fact that glitch exists. I do not think it's been patched out though, meaning I think if I take this, there is an obscenely low chance I could die in one hit. Bear in mind though, I have never encountered it yet. I just know it exists. If you have a crazy streak and you're afraid of losing it, experimental treatment, maybe that's not for you, for the blue baby. Now with experimental treatment though, even if I was a different character that would not die in one hit for sure, I probably still wouldn't take it right now. It's too risky. Experimental treatment's a good item to take if you're already doing alright, since it's going to lower and increase stats randomly. You won't be able to control it. You don't know if it's going to give you more damage or less damage. You just roll the dice when you grab it and see what happens. Having a tears down early in the game is very detrimental. That's why I say if it's later on and you grab the experimental treatment and you get a tears down, it doesn't hurt as much. But oh my gosh, early on, it's exponentially painful. So I'm going to ignore it for both of those reasons. Now there is a spun transformation, which if you grab 3 syringes, you transform into spun, which is a... I did not mean to open that. It's a roid raging transformation, pretty much. And you deal bonus damage. Well, I opened this, so let's check it out. Alright, so fortunately for me, there is a sale going on. I still need more money, though. Now, these rooms are pretty uneventful. And my petrified poop is kind of disappointing me here. Thank you. Okay, I can afford the BFF. And that makes all your familiars larger and more damaging. I have no familiars right now, but it's hard to play through the game without grabbing familiars, so I'm still most likely going to buy it. If I want to play it safe, I could also buy a soul heart. So right now, if I were to get a devil deal, all devil deals, if you have no regular hearts, cost 3 soul hearts. Even deals that cost 2 heart containers will still cost 3 soul hearts, regardless. So it's actually a profit for you if you end up taking a 2 heart deal, but only spend 3 soul hearts for it. Yeah, you got to keep your distance on these guys. Their jumping behavior is really erratic, so just stay back as far as you can. Especially the blue ones, because as you probably know by now, they blow up when you kill them. There is a chance I could get soul hearts from these poops, because they have a chance of spawning a heart when you destroy them, and it potentially could do a soul heart as well. It's unlikely, however. Alright, so I really wish I had a little more health. I probably won't be able to take the devil deal if there is one. Well, there will be one because I have a 100% devil deal chance. By the way, before going in there, another advantage of the blue baby is if you get damaged, you don't lose your devil deal chance, because you have no regular hearts to lose. So although it's more of a challenge playing him, you're more likely to get deals. And even if you skip the devil deals, that means you're more likely to get angel deals, which do not cost you any health. So there are some benefits to him. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want to buy the soul heart from the other room or not. Problem is, I need 12 cents to be able to afford the soul heart and the best friends forever. What I'm going to bank on here... Oh, scary. Anyway, I'm going to bank on getting some money from the boss room on the right. So I'm going to take you. I'll be back. Let's do it. This guy's pretty scary. So, first of all, this is the champion version. I actually think the champion version's a little bit easier. But if this was not the champion, I would use my bomb on the ghosts. But there's only one ghost now. I'll proceed from here. Don't hug the top, because the haunt will appear at the very top. Stay in line of sight, otherwise his brimstone lasers will hit you. They go to the sides, but when he shoots bullets, you get out of there. This is only how the champion version of the haunt works. Bear in mind the strategy when fighting the regular haunt is much different. You never want to stay in line of sight with the regular haunt, but with the champion haunt you have to, otherwise you'll get brimstoned. And as you saw with the bullet spread, I was able to dodge in between, With the regular haunt, you don't want to dodge in between ever, unless you know you're going to get hit. You have to take that gamble. All right, so this is the blue cap. How appropriate for the blue baby. You lose a little shot speed, you gain a lot of tears up, which is great. It's always worth it, in my opinion. You also gain an HP up. Normally it'd be a red heart container, but as you know, blue baby cannot get that. Now, there's the sacrificial altar. It normally costs 2 red hearts. Since I can't do that, it costs 3 soul hearts. Then there's Brother Bobby. Just a little familiar. Here's the thing. I don't want to spend 3 of my soul hearts for Brother Bobby. And I can't even utilize the sacrificial altar until I have some familiars. I'll also lose the poop. These are terrible deals in my case. I'm going to leave. And lastly, I'm going to give the boss room a try. The boss arena. I also have a little bit more of a cushion now. So even if I mess up on this boss room, because I didn't take any devil deals, I'll still be okay, unless I really screw up. I got 1 coin out of that. At the very least, though, I can now buy the best friends forever. Pin is very easy. Just stay up against the wall. Don't stay in the middle, otherwise you'll probably get hit by them. Then there's these guys. They're not easy. As you can see, when you shoot them, they erratically move around. And they also have a creep spread. And when they finish charging, they shoot out flies. They're very hard to deal with if you are a character like Eve, since Eve has random stats, and you may potentially have a low run speed and low amount of health. That could get really ugly really fast. Was that worth it? Well, I only got hit, I think, 1 time. Oh, right, there's experimental treatment. I could go for it now because I got the tears up. It's still a big risk, though. If I lose any damage, let's say if I lose tears and damage, then I'm going to be in a very bad situation for the caves. Because the caves are very difficult to deal with. I'm going to play it safe. I took experimental treatment on a previous video and got burned for it. That's not to say it's always going to burn me, but I am passing this time. The very last thing I need to do here, I could go in the cursed room. It's a bit risky though. I would like as much health as I can. However, there is a secret room around here. Now I know it's not to the north of me because there's some urns blocking the way. It could be here. It's a little dangerous though because of the spiked traps. I'm going to explore a little bit more just to verify where I think the secret room is. Could be to the right here. No, this is technically blocked off because there's a fire here. Sure, I destroyed it, but technically that would mean if there was a secret room to the south here and you tried to bomb your way to the north to get out, you'd be blocked off by the fire and get hit instantly. So it cannot be here. That means it's here or here. I got 2 bombs. Really fast, I'm going to look in here. Sometimes the side's blocked off here as well, and that would give you an indication if there's a secret room there or not. It's not blocked off, so it very well could be here. Alright, so I got a 50-50 shot. And if I had to make a guess, I'm going to try here. Here we go. Wrong. Right. Now I wish I had another bomb because I'd blow him up and get 5 coins out of the deal. Don't hit both of the switches in one go. Do it one at a time because it's usually a monster. Be careful pushing these switches in the later levels because sometimes it's a boss. Speaking of bomb, So if they have nickels in their eyes, they're very likely to drop a nickel when you kill them. Very likely does not mean it's guaranteed. So in turn, all that happened was I got my bomb back. And lastly, I could go for the super secret room. It may not be here though. And I'm going to save my final bomb anyway, since I don't know it's there for sure. And because I want some tinted rocks. Blue Baby has to a certain extent, rely on tinted rocks. Because tinted rocks usually have soul hearts in them. Alright, Curse of the Labyrinth. Funny thing is, I don't think I've gotten Curse of the Labyrinth at all while I've been starting this Teaching of Isaac series. I hate Curse of the Labyrinth. There's a couple reasons why. Reason number one is it combines 2 levels into 1. This means you only get 1 shop for 2 levels. This also means you only get 1 devil deal for 2 levels. Those are the 2 main reasons why I hate it. I have plenty of keys, so I'm going to go for it. That's the broken remote. If you use your spacebar item or your activatable item, which is the same thing, then it teleports you to a random room. Now for those of you that know what the I am error room is, there's a slight chance when you teleport that you might get teleported there. And the I am error room has usually a bunch of treasures, because it's really rare to get there. However, with the broken remote, I'm pretty sure that's one of the exceptions to the rule. You cannot teleport to the I am error room using the broken remote. Alright, so it's a little bit dangerous using the poops during this fight because I almost got blocked by it. But every time you clear a wave, it recharges your item. So I used it right before they died. Or actually right before they spawned in. Now the poop does have another advantage that a lot of people aren't aware of. You can use your poops to form a bridge. It requires 1 bomb or some type of explosive tier. But if you want to pass a gap, well, I'll show you when that circumstance comes. I'll give you a demonstration. Boney's really dangerous because there's no room to navigate here and he throws it in your face so quick. Ah, and of course I run to the champion, so I lose a full soul heart, not just a half. Save pills until you've cleared the whole level, just in case it's amnesia or Curse of the Maze. Okay, this guy should have died. I hit him so much. Thank you. These red flies, they're going to blow up when you kill them. Just take your time. Now, to my surprise, the boss room is already here. I'm not ready to tackle it yet, though. There's 2 treasure rooms, since this is a 2 floors combined into 1. So I'm going to hold off until I actually get some treasure rooms. Those portals are another reason why the caves is so nasty. There's so many things in the terrain blocking you, and then you can't even reach the portal. I got lucky that the portal despawned. Sometimes it will spawn several monsters and then despawn itself. Sometimes even after 1 monster it'll go away. That's great, I got a lot of bombs out of that. So since I have all these extra bombs, I generally use bombs strategically as opposed to offensively. For example, blowing up secret rooms, forming bridges to get to certain items, etc. But when I have a certain number of bombs, then I know I can start using them to protect myself or to kill enemies quicker. I'm still trying to wait for a room where I can demonstrate how the poop works by forming bridges, but it just hasn't been there yet. I need to find a single pit gap in order to show you how that works. Yeah, I'm not that strong right now. If I took the experimental treatment and it wore me down even more, I'd probably have half my health at this point. And experimental treatment could have even removed a soul heart, since it sometimes can gain or lose. I am glad I did not take that. By the way, there's very likely to be a secret room here, just based upon how this layout looks. We know the north cannot have a secret room, and there's just one side of the wall that has no door. It's pretty much welcoming me and asking me to bomb it. About the XL labyrinth type floors that have 2 levels combined into one, there's also only one secret room and one super secret room. That's reason number 3 why I hate it. Okay, finally the time has come for me to demonstrate the bridge formation with the poop. Now I could bomb this. It would make the rock appear there. And then I could just walk over that rock that's in the pit. I'm going to wait one room, though, just to show you the poop in action. Out of context, that would sound pretty disturbing, showing you the poop in action. But this whole game is pretty disturbing out of context, and in context anyway. Okay, so you just place the poop. You bomb next to the poop. And you see it formed a bridge. So I could have gotten this without the poop, but that's just to show you what you're able to do with the poop. This is the GB bug. I believe that stands for the game breaking bug, and it does a few things. Its primary objective is just to deal damage as it passes through enemies. So think of it as a boom fly that doesn't explode and it hurts your enemies, because it's kind of bouncing around in the same pattern. Very rarely, if it passes items, it could re-roll it into something else. It is even possible it could re-roll it into a treasure item, but the odds are obscenely low and not really worth trying to actually achieve that. I'm going in the curse room. Normally I wouldn't, but I need some soul hearts and I can use the hermit to get out of it. Now this is not who I wanted to see. I don't have any hearts to spare. Now an eternal heart, in his case, it just gives you another soul heart. But that's, of course, at the end of the level. I either need to find the second half of the Eternal Heart on the same level, or wait to the next level to gain the Eternal Heart, or to gain the heart container. In my case, it's a Soul Heart. By the way, did you notice? I blew up the Devil Beggar. It increased my Angel Room chance when I killed him. That only applies if you have at least a 0.01% chance of an Angel Room. If you have a 0% chance of an Angel Room, bombing him is not going to boost your Angel Room chance. Okay, so I was going to use the Hermit and get out of here. Teleports me at the shop, saves me a key, but I have 9 keys, so I'm doing alright. Problem is, as usual, I am poor. This is on sale, though, and it could be a really good card because it's red. Ace of Diamonds, not that great. Transforms all items into, or pickups rather, into coins. If you're really lucky, it could be a nickel or a dime, but certainly don't expect it. You could actually use it on, if you see a penny and you use it, if you're lucky, it could transform the penny into a nickel or a dime. But most likely what will happen is it'll just transform it into another penny. Oh, I forgot where I was. I'm no longer on the bottom portion since I used the Hermit. I forgot to mention, the game-breaking bug character also applies effects to enemies every so often. That's why that guy got charmed earlier. Okay, we got a shop. Good. In most cases, I usually go after the weaker enemies first. That way it gives you more room to fight the harder enemies. Because if there's a beefy enemy, it takes extra time to kill them. Now this is very unhelpful for me. This is a kamikaze. If you use it, you get damage and it blows yourself up. That could be helpful if I'm desperate to blow up a secret room or something like that. But as you can see, I don't have that much health. That's going to be a detriment to me. There are some insane synergies out there, however. For example, the host hat, which prevents explosions from hurting you. Or, if you're really lucky, pyromaniac, which when you blow up, it actually heals you. Those are some crazy synergies where you can just start blowing everybody up. But you still have to get in melee range of them, so it's still a risk. Also, bear in mind that the blue baby does not gain hearts. Therefore, when using pyromaniac, it won't heal him. But at least it'll make it so bombs don't hurt him. I know the bottom's a dead end. Well, it's likely to be a dead end. Let's just see. No, okay. Speaking of bombs, these guys. Now my game-breaking bug might run into them and blow them up. And that's just going to be risky. So I had to stay away from my game-breaking bug during that process. Now I got extra bombs, and I'm a little bit desperate here for some health. So I'm going to open these. Alright, so more bombs out of the deal. Now, pro tip, when using an ace of anything cards, ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, spades, hearts, if you open some chests and then you use it, the chest actually counts as an item. If I walk out of the room and come back though, the chests are going to be gone. So this is my one shot to re-roll the chest with this. This will be the most lucrative time for me to use this. Now, I'm questioning, I think I should take at least one bomb, and I'm going to try it. Alright, so I got a bunch of money, I transformed the hearts I couldn't use, and I got a dime. That's a really good scenario. Now that I actually have money, I'm going to check out the shop again and reassess the scenario. That's Magic Fingers. It replaces the poop, and it costs money to use it, which damages your foes. It's based upon how much damage you have, though. My damage is not great. And I'll take it. I'll take it. The jumper cables, whenever you kill enough enemies, it recharges your item. Or recharges one square. But guess what? The poop requires only one square to use it anyway. Now, I could time the boomfly and kill him in the mushrooms and get some pills out of it. That's probably best, but my game-breaking bug, yes, as I was trying to say, it would probably ruin it. But at least it blew up one mushroom, but I got nothing out of the deal. This room's pretty easy since they have nowhere to go. You just attack and then you win. As you can see, the jumper cable's charged up my poop. And then once I clear this room, an item's going to spawn where the enemies were. That's just because I know how this room works. And I could form a bridge using the poop to get to it. Unless, of course, it spawns on this. Because I can't reach it because there's 2 squares away. But if it appears over here, I can reach it. We'll see what happens. Although, actually, did I just clear the room? I did. Nothing spawned. So much for that. And you see in this room, each side where those monsters are has one rock that could be used to form a bridge. So if a champion boss drops something important, like a soul heart, you can bomb your way over to it by forming the bridge. Just because you don't have the poop doesn't mean you can't get over there. Still going to explore the rest of the level before I fight the bosses. Plus, of course, I still need this treasure room. The levers, unfortunately, is not very helpful for Blue Baby because it's going to spawn 2 red hearts. And remember, can't utilize it. But I can take advantage of it in the future, potentially. If I find a super secret room that has eternal hearts or dark hearts, I can use the levers, and it's going to spawn eternal hearts or dark hearts, depending on what room it is. Okay, I'm okay with this. Hey look, so there's another eternal heart. I'm going to take it. It completes my soul heart for the level. This gives me a bunch of soul hearts and then also a regular HP up, but there's no HP ups for this guy, so all that really did was just give me a bunch of soul hearts, which I'm fine with. This means if I do get a devil deal, I could probably afford it and still be comfortable. But if I do get an angel room this level, the odds of me getting an angel room is 62%. There's still, based upon the numbers there's still a 33% chance of me getting a deal. Once the 33% chance happens, at that point there's a 62% chance it's going to be an angel room. This means the odds are still not in my favor that I'm going to get any kind of deal whatsoever. But there's a chance. I really like the black champions because when you kill them, well, they have less health. So I kind of aim for them and get rid of them really quickly. Sure, they do double damage to you because champions deal more damage than regular monsters. But in some cases, they're easier because you can clear them faster. They also drop a key every so often. Alright, so I have a decision to make here. What I could have done is push this here and then attack it to blow it up and get the secret room, but I've already opened my way there. What I'm actually going to do with this, instead of wasting a bomb to form a bridge... Wait a minute. This is interesting. If I push this out of the way and form a bridge and blow this up, potentially I could be trapped if I had no bombs at all. I don't think I've ever encountered this scenario before. Let's say I did that. Let's say I screwed up, I attacked this, I had no bombs. Well, there is a boss room over there. It just means I couldn't progress. But what if the boss room was to the south? I could have locked myself and I would have been screwed if the boss was beyond this point and I blew this up. Let's see. So let's pretend I screwed up really badly. Can I reach this? I can. But that's because I have a lot of tiers, or rather a lot of range. Some characters may be getting items that have hardly any range, like the number 1, which reduces your range dramatically. And I couldn't attack that and I'd lock myself. That's something you have to think about, unfortunately. That scenario is very uncommon to lock yourself out of the game like that. But here you are. Here's a circumstance where it can happen. So I'm going to finish the job here. I'm going to save a bomb, I'm going to try to finish off this barrel over here by trying to curve my shot into it. Now, even with that, it's really difficult and it's really time consuming. I could just edit it out and spend my time like 3 minutes trying to break this barrel. I'm just going to move on though. It's alright. And it's going to cost me a bomb anyway. So I'm just going to show you what I mean with the bridge here. There you go. Well, I could potentially do this as well. Okay. Yeah, that's a much better option. So I wouldn't have locked myself out anyway in this case. Sometimes you want to head straight for the portal and destroy it, because obviously it's going to keep spawning monsters. But you have to know when to quit. You don't want to risk damaging yourself just to kill the portal sometimes. I have explored everything. The only thing I'm missing is a super secret room. It's usually towards the end, but the problem is the boss spawned towards the beginning. So who knows where the super secret room is? It could be anywhere, and this place is huge. So I'm going to forget about that. Now, I did actually forget what treasure room I left behind. So I'm going to have to go back and check again. Right, kamikaze. Totally useless for now, but potentially if I'm really lucky I could find some kind of like per throw rune which will re-roll the treasure item, or maybe a dice shard. So something to think about. The Frail. Very hard boss because he's a bullet hell boss. And for some reason, I only get the champion version of him. I fought him, I think, 2 or 3 times. And I've got the champion version every single time. Definitely capitalize on him when he sticks his tail out. When he sticks his head out, he's going to brimstone. So start circling him. And keep your distance from those tiers, because as you can see, they're splitting into multiple tiers. And you see how his brimstone pattern was different that time? That's why I circle him as fast as I can, because he might do that brimstone pattern, which I think is a little deadlier. Say hello to breakfast. It's an HP up. That's nice and all, but I really need some damage here, guys. I'm going to take it, and let's see what I get here. Clear out the enemies first with Gertie, the ones that are in your face. He spawns enemies behind him often, which are kind of hard to hit since he's blocking them. But definitely clear out the ones in the front first. But he may respawn some. So as you're moving along, there's 3 sides you want to go on. Left, bottom, and right. Just keep changing it every time he's about to perform his action. You don't even have to anticipate if he's attacking or summoning monsters. Just assume he's going to attack. And keep changing sides. This is probably, I think, the first time I've actually fought him legitimately and not just killed him in 3 seconds during this series. So this is the first time you actually get to see the strategy of beating him. Or her. I keep calling him a him, but the further boss of this is called Mama Gertie. So we know that Gertie is a female. Perfect. I had a 33% chance of getting any kind of devil deal or angel deal. And I got it. Gonna hang on to Little Steven. When you grab a familiar, they have a different section where they stand in. So the first familiar you grab is going to be closest to you, and it's going to be easiest to hit with that familiar. Because if you have a long line of familiars, the one in the back's really hard to aim with. Little Steven has homing tiers. Aiming is less important for him. Therefore, I'm going to hang on and leave him for the moment in case I get a different familiar in the angel room. Okay, now we're talking. Remember, I left the kamikaze in the other room? Well, a couple things. I can use the void to... Actually, I'm going to back up a second. So the void, it does 2 things. One, you use it if there's a spacebar item or an activatable item. Every time you use it from now on, it's going to use that spacebar item or activatable item. If it's a passive item and I use it, it absorbs it and destroys it, but it gives you some random stats. If I were to use the void on the kamikaze, every time I pop the void, I'm going to blow myself up. So that would be a terrible idea, actually. I was thinking about it, but no, that's horrible. Okay, I will take the poop, though. I will just go ahead and use my void on it. I might as well. Now, I'm going to fight this statue here. Once you fight him, it drops a key, half the key. If you grab half the key, that means you have a higher chance of or angel deals from now on. Here we go. Now, there's 2 important things about him. When he crosses his wings, he's going to attack in a diagonal pattern. When he does that, he's going to attack in a non-diagonal pattern. The exception to that rule, though, there's two different attacks he can do when he doesn't cross his arms. 3, because he can also spawn a monster. But his light beams can even attack to the south in a V pattern. So there's only a few safe spaces you could stand in. Now, I'm a little intimidated by this, actually. I forgot how weak I was. So this is going to be kind of a hard fight. He still hasn't done the V light beam I was describing earlier. I'm kind of hoping he will, so I can show you what I'm talking about. But when he doesn't cross his wings, there's only a very small section where you're actually safe. That was obviously a mistake. He still refuses to do the V light beam. Okay, I'm beginning to regret this decision big time, especially towards the end there. I just got hammered. Well, gonna stick to the plan here. So look, I have a 62.5% chance of an angel room. Now it's 71.88. Now bear in mind I did get a boost to my angel deal chance because I killed the devil beggar earlier. So it's gonna be a little bit less when I go to the next level. I am not very happy with this outcome so far, especially since at the very end of the fight, I got hit like 3 or 4 times immediately. Before moving on, I think there is a re-rolling machine in the shop. I'm going to capitalize on that and try to get as many soul hearts as I can. Right, there isn't a re-rolling machine here. I saw the little icon that looks like a slot machine in there, but that's actually the donation machine. So the last thing I'm going to do is find that pill I left behind and use it and see what I get. Now I have to anticipate getting a health down or a bad trip pill, which is going to make me lose 1 soul heart. It's not likely for that to happen, but the odds are there. So you have to think about the worst pill you can get, and if you can survive it, then go ahead and use it. If you can't survive it, then it's not worth the risk. Something's wrong pretty much does nothing. Also, make sure you stand in the middle of the room when you use your pill, since there's a possibility it could be Horf, and that could blow yourself up. Also notice that my little Steven is much bigger than normal, including the key. The key is pretty big too, thanks to the BFFs. Come to think of it, I think the game-breaking bug is also bigger. Curse of the Unknown. Alright, so now I have the Void, so I'm going to have a little bit more control. If I get some lame items that aren't spacebar items, I could take it over. I could consume it and just get some stats for it instead. These guys are pretty dangerous even when they lose their head. In fact, they become a little more erratic at that point. So I was waiting a moment before going in there. When those monsters are on their 3rd and final form, which is when they only have legs left pretty much, there's a red flashing creep stream on the floor. And if you step on that, it's going to hurt. It sometimes is hard to see because there's blood everywhere. So I wait for that to clear before I step in. So I could have grabbed for this chest right away and that would have hurt me. 2 of hearts, 100% useless in my scenario. I need hearts for that to even work. I don't know if you saw that, but I just used that skull to protect me. The terrain's out there to hurt you, but you can turn it around and ruin their day with it too. Now, Black Creep normally just slows you down, but he's also a champion, a green champion specifically, which has a green creep. So don't step on it. And there's a pill there, but I could bomb it to get it, but it's not worth it because pills have a high chance of being bad anyway. I don't want to spin the bomb and risk getting a bad pill. This is the walnut. If you get damaged enough, then it breaks and you get some mediocre items usually. I'm going to go ahead and blow this up. Perfect. This is the goat head. Gives you a 100% chance of a devil deal. Although it actually, I still have a 62% chance of an angel room, but the point is I'm guaranteed to get either a devil room or an angel room every level now. That's great because I didn't get an extra deal because I had Curse of the Labyrinth. So now this will make up for it. Now I don't know if I mentioned, but if you get the keys, you get both keys and you reach the chest or the dark room, then you get to fight Mega Satan. If you haven't unlocked everything, or rather if you have unlocked everything, there really isn't a reason to go fight him, technically. But I always try pushing myself. And where have all the tinted rocks gone? I really need some tinted rocks. Blue Baby kind of relies on it, and there just hasn't been any. Either that, or I've just been ignoring them and missing them. Okay, the Binding of Isaac gods have heard my cry. There's a tinted rock there. So that was unavoidable damage there. He just appeared below me, I think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my tinted rock. And please drop some soul hearts. One's better than none. This is the D Infinity. This gives you a random dice every time you use it. Right now it's the D10. The D10 will re-roll all my items. It's risky. It's very risky. I'm still not happy with my stats. I may be better off using this, especially since I have things like Breakfast and the Matchbook. They're not that helpful. And for soul hearts, if I use this, I'm not going to lose those soul hearts. I get to keep those forever, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of a tough choice. It's a very tough choice. What I'm going to do, because I have half the key, I'm going to at the very least kill the boss, since I have a 100% chance of getting a devil deal or an angel room potentially. I'll get the other half of the key, and then I'll go ahead and re-roll everything potentially. That way I'll have 2 halves of the key. That way I could choose to fight Mega Satan or not. Because if I re-roll right now, I'm going to lose the goat head, and therefore I'm not guaranteed to get a deal. In the meantime, I'm going to buy this, because I need soul hearts. You can't see them, but I'm not doing that great right now. And I need a bomb to get to the secret room here. I may buy one, potentially. Now I could use the Void and absorb the D Infinity. It's a little risky though. Because maybe I'll get a good assortment of items and then I'll no longer want to re-roll. I saw a tinted rock there. I'm going to go ahead and purchase a bomb. And I'm going to blow it up. Because I really need health. Huh. Little larva, I've very rarely ever picked this up. I think when you kill a regular poop, you get a bug. Oh, okay. There we go. Looks like it's any kind of poop. You kill a poop and you gain a fly. Alright, I'm hanging on to the sun. I might just save it for the boss to damage him, but it also does reveal the map. It would also normally heal you, but Blue Baby cannot use red hearts. I'm taking this. Locus of Conquest gives you white flies per each room and deals a bunch of damage. And I know the Locus of Conquest flies do not explode in my face, which is great. Okay. Let's... Right, I can... So what I was trying to... Why I was hesitating is because you need a bomb in order to blow up the angel statue if another one's there. And normally if you don't have a bomb, you walk out, the angel room goes away. However, because of the goat head, the devil room and the angel room will stay open. So I can, at that point, decide from there. That's what I choose. I'm going to go ahead and fight this boss, and we'll give it a shot. Monstro 2, he's pretty hard. I'm going to damage him. Be careful standing to the left and right of him, because he will shoot the brimstone, but he has the same exact pattern, pretty much. He flies, he does the tears, he flies, spawns a bunch of flies, lasers, rinse and repeat. Try to let him destroy the flies for you. You see that? I stayed in line of sight as long as I could, that way the flies would follow me and get blasted. Now if you're to the side of him, sometimes he deviates from his pattern, as you can see there, and shoots another brimstone. So you gotta watch out when you're staying to the side. Once you've figured him out, he's not bad. But it is possible later on in the other levels to fight two of them simultaneously, and that's one of the hardest combinations to deal with. I will get a deal. Will it be angel or will it be devil? And the answer is devil. If I take that now, I will not be able to get any more angel rooms. And here's a range up. Not very helpful. I need damage. That re-rolling from earlier is starting to look more and more like an option. Although I guess I should have used the Void and absorbed it and gained some stats. That was a mistake right there. Hi, Krampus. He will spin because he did the charge. You have to assume he'll go diagonal or straight on the brimstone. There's a very small sweet spot you could stand in without getting hit. That way, regardless of if he does diagonal or straight, you'll still be able to dodge it. So I'm going to absorb this. Now every time I use the Void, it's going to do a brimstone blast. So because there was no devil deal there, it was just Krampus, my angel room still is in effect. I can still get angel rooms from now on. But I am not happy with my assortment of items here. I haven't picked up a single damage up to my knowledge. I really don't think I have. Let's see. Looking through on the left side. No, I haven't. There's no damage ups. This is bad. This is really bad. I can't gamble. I mean, I have to gamble. I have to see what happens. So here we go. Oh boy. So at first I was happy. Look, it's Cricket's head. That's awesome. Then I was sad. I have the whiz. Sure, I got my damage up, but now I've lost the ability to aim very well. What else did I get? The bar on the right doesn't show everything. I'm still not that happy with this. Now, I think the Void has a strange interaction with this. If I were to consume the D Infinity right now, it would be the D12. I don't think it would give me the ability to switch a dice every time I use the Void. I think it would be stuck with the one. I'm not 100% sure on that because I have not dealt with this interaction yet. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to risk and try that science project. So what I'm going to do is see if I can buy a battery, and maybe I'll have a chance to re-roll myself again. Okay, I'm thinking about buying this, but it is going to re-roll anyway, most likely. Fine, I'll do it. There's my battery, and it's pretty cheap. There's also the blank card there. It's a very helpful item. I still want to keep re-rolling myself, though. Now, before I move on, though, I'm going to find a place with a lot of rocks and then use this. Perfect. This will allow me to blow up several of the rocks, and I won't have to spin any bombs for it. You may be wondering why it's taking so long to destroy the barrel. That's because the whiz gives you spectral tears, and with spectral tears, the damage doesn't always register when you attack a barrel or a poop. My damage is pretty nice, but this is still not the most ideal scenario. It's still a bit of a risk. So I'm going to keep playing through, trying to re-roll my items before the level ends. Also, you have to watch out for the 7 seals, because they sometimes spawn explosive tears and then it just blows you up in the face. This is the D10. It re-rolls all monsters. Never use it on monsters. Just ignore the item if you can. I'm going to pop it here where there's no monsters, so there's no risk. Okay, now it's the D6. I think I'm going to hang on to the D Infinity through the rest of the run here. Every time I use it, I might get some HP ups, and it's going to start adding up. Again, because of the interaction with the Void, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to keep changing dice every time I use the Void. But even if it did, the Void has a 6 charge, the D Infinity has 2. It's still in my best interest to hang on to this and try to get a better assortment of items. And I should have actually used the D6 here to get rid of the Void and re-roll into something else. That way I can get closer to being able to re-roll myself. So let's use this. This is the tractor beam. Now this just changed everything. Now my tiers are in one line. It's nullified the negativity of the dunce. And now it's actually 2 tiers at a time. You can't see it because they're stacked on top of each other. But that just made all the difference right there. I may end up keeping this. Alright, just a few rooms left, and as you can see, I can see the entire map thanks to the sun card from earlier. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and clear out this arena. Thanks a lot. By the way, that familiar that I have right now, it mimics another familiar. You don't get to choose which one, but it does mimic it. Problem is, he's all by himself, so he just does damage and that's it. But he does fire a little bit faster than most familiars, so even on his own, he's still pretty helpful. Okay, so there's a tinted rock there. Problem is, even if I blow this up and it drops something, I have no way of reaching it at the moment. Now, it's not worth it to even check in this case. If the small rock drops, which gives you a tears up and a damage up, I won't be able to reach it. Also, if it spawns, I don't think you're able to have it spawn a second time. I know if you pick it up for sure it's not going to spawn again, but I still don't think it's going to respawn once it does appear if you don't grab it. You know what? I'm pretty happy with this. I am not going to continue to use the D Infinity. Well, at least I'm going to stop using it once it forces me to re-roll. Unless, of course, my health is low. I do have Curse the Unknown. I don't know how much health I got. But either way, this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy here. Thanks to the Tractor Beam. Okay. Bob's Rotten Head. Make sure you pick it up, even if you're not going to use it. Picking up 3 Bob items transforms you into Bob, which gives you an HP up and gives you a green creep. I'm going to re-roll it. The Lemon Mishap. Now remember what I said. If I don't want to use this again. If I do, I'm going to re-roll my items and I might get something worse than what I have now. So I am choosing to... Well, the Lemon Mishap, it's not that great because it does spill some lemon juice there. Right, lemon juice. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. But you see how small the ring is? The monster has to get in there really far and doesn't even last the whole time. So I'm going to gamble. I'm still going to hang on to this in the event that my health is low. And because of Curse the Unknown, I am too afraid to try the Cursed Room. If you're in a desperate situation, you can calculate how much you get hurt for and just write it down on a piece of paper. So you get hit by a regular monster, reduce a half health. If you get hit by a champion monster, reduce a full health, and just keep tabs. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to try the super secret room. The sun does not reveal that. There it is. Okay, this is great. I mentioned before that if you have the heart card and you use it in a super secret room that has eternal hearts or dark hearts, it's going to spawn those hearts for me. So now to show this to you in action.
The lovers.
That's huge. And then the last half Eternal Heart will take effect once I leave the level. Now with the blue baby, because he only has soul hearts, when he gets damaged and has an Eternal Heart, I'm pretty sure that you don't lose the Eternal Heart when you get damaged. It prioritizes your soul hearts first. We're going to prove that by going in the curse room, and if I get the Eternal Heart in the next level, then I'll know that it only prioritizes the soul hearts. Now I think it's different with the Devil Beggar. If you only have soul hearts and you use the Devil Beggar, it's going to prioritize your Eternal Heart. No. I'm blowing him up just to get his loot. Let's see what pill we got. Friends till the end. I don't know if that's my imagination or not, but to me it looked like it just spawned a bunch of extra white flies. Usually Friends till the End pill just spawns the blue flies, but I think it just spawned extra white ones. That's awesome. I guess that's thanks to the trinket that I've been holding on to here. Okay, it's time to move on. got my Eternal Heart, so therefore walking through the cursed room prioritized the Soul Heart, not the half Eternal Heart. And now I am in a fantastic scenario here. It went from pretty bad to now I'm very strong. Always expect troll bombs. Even if you don't, if you see it, just attack it. This is also probably the secret room. Probably is... yeah, probably. It's not this time. I'm looking to replace my D-Infinity at this point. I'm happy with these items. I wasn't before, but the tractor beam just changed everything. And now I'm practically maximized on soul hearts. You can only have 2 rows of hearts. This room's kind of scary because you don't have much room to navigate because of those spikes. But I just took advantage of it and just tucked myself in the corner and let them walk into my tears. Now there's 2 ways to get these pills. One is I can wait for the spikes to move and then... actually there's 3 ways. And then tuck myself in and grab it. That's very dangerous though. Option 2 is to drop a bomb, push it close to the pill, it'll shoot it out. Option 3. Stab yourself with a blood donation machine, and during the invincibility frames, grab the pill. I'm going to demonstrate that. That's not the best option for Blue Baby because there aren't any soul hearts on the field. But just to show you. You got to be quick. But you see how I lost half a soul heart, grabbed the pill, and got out of there. That way, instead of taking a full heart of damage on the spikes, you just take a half. Now, I don't want to use mystery pills on the depths too, because if it's a teleport pill, you might... if you're very unlucky, teleport to the I am error room. Usually that's lucky. But in the case of the depths 2, it's unlucky. Because that means it's going to teleport you to the I am error room and then you have to move on before grabbing the Polaroid of the negative. Therefore, you're not going to be able to complete your run. You can't go to the chest, the dark chest. That guy sucks you in, so don't resist. So if you want to move, let go of your character. You don't even have to move. Just let go and it'll glide you safely. Or you can just hug the wall like that. You can push these poops into the spikes. Since I have a pretty hard shot speed, I was able to shoot them right in. All these batteries are tempting me to start re-rolling using the D-Infinity. But I'm going to hold strong. I'm very happy with this setup here. There are lethal combinations out there. But before referring to that, you see how there's a green shimmer to this? That's how you know it's a lucky penny. Every time you re-roll, all your items change, and there are combinations that could outright kill you. That's why I only re-roll if I have a ton of health or if I'm desperate. Flatstone, I don't think it's going to have any effect really because of the tractor beam. The flatstone makes your tears bounce up and down. Let's find out. Interesting, the tractor beam does not affect it. But at the very least, I still don't have to worry about the dunce splitting my tears into 2 directions. Flatstone, I haven't really found too much of a use for it. It's mostly a cosmetic effect in my opinion. It usually doesn't really make things that much stronger, if at all. Dagaz gives you a soul heart and it cures the curse for the room. If I use this, I'll lose Curse of the Maze, and I will also gain a Soul Heart. So now the curse is gone. I don't know what happened there, but I'm assuming I was standing on some kind of creep. Fight 2 bosses, get a brown chest. That's not worth it. My best option there, if you attack him while he is not sticking out, he's not going to pop his head out. So I chose just to stop attacking, let my flies finish him off. I really wish I could utilize these blood donation machines. On runs when I really want them, they're never there. And then on runs when I can't use them, they're everywhere. Remember, don't use those mystery pills on this level. I'm going to take this. This is Diplopia. This doubles everything in the room in terms of items, pickups, treasures, etc. I am saving it because I don't want to use the D-Infinity anymore, because I don't want to re-roll myself by accident. And because if I find a really good item, I can double it and then grab both. This can also be used for angel rooms and devil rooms. So if there's a bunch of devil deals, you can use it. There you can grab the devil deals for free. When they're doubled, the devil deals that are still there, you can buy those again. So let's say for example, there's one devil deal, costs 3 soul hearts. You use Diplopia to double it. The one you've doubled is free, and then the one that costs 3 soul hearts is still there, so you can grab that. It's a pretty nice combination. Now I'm still missing a secret room. I have 15 bombs, that's quite a lot. So I'm going to try to find it before I move on. It's not here because the rocks blocked it off. Let's try this. There we go. Goodbye, Greed. He has a chance of appearing in secret rooms every so often. He can also appear in the shop, and therefore you don't get to buy anything. The more money you have, the more likely he will spawn in the shop. And lastly, the super secret room, which is usually towards the very edge. I know it's not here because right above this room, if there was one, is the secret room, and it can't be attached to that. Plus it's blocked off, so that's a given. Not helpful for the blue baby. I'm moving on. I'm going to use the Empress because the mom fights pretty hard. And I got to watch out for my orange flies because they explode. And she's in your face, so I got to clear her quickly before I start hurting myself. Okay, before I choose my photo, I'm going to see what's in the devil room. Fantastic. So let's talk about this. Number 1. If I take any of these items, I will not be able to get angel rooms anymore. Number 2, I can avoid that by using Diplopia. See, as an example, I grab this, and I may as well grab the Demon Baby. Now, I could buy this again. The thing that's strong about Death's Touch, though, is the fact that it gives you Piercing Tears and gives you a damage boost. But the problem is you lose a little bit of tears. If I grab this again, I'm not going to gain piercing because I already have it. So all it's really going to do is give me a little damage and another tears down. It's not worth it in my case. And I don't want another Demon Baby. They're not that great. So I'm going to move on, especially since I'm going to actually try to fight Mega Satan. That's going to require me to get one more angel room. And if I take a devil deal now, that requires payment. I'm going to lose my angel room chance from here on out. Since I am going for Mega Satan, which is a hard fight, I want to go with the easier one of these here, which is the Polaroid. Another advantage of the blue baby by not having any health, the moment I get damaged, the Polaroid on the negative will immediately take an effect. For a lot of characters with a bunch of health, they won't do anything unless you have half a health or less. Blue baby never has health, and will always trigger the negative or the Polaroid when damaged. The Polaroid's a better choice because a Polaroid gives you an immortality shield temporarily. The negative just damages all enemies in the room when you're hit. I don't worry about the key beggar unless I have a ton of keys. I've spent 99 keys on him before and he still didn't pay out. Right away I get the two of spades, which doubles my keys. I kind of regret that now. What I generally do is when the key master appears, that's not worth it, forget that. When the key master / beggar appears, I'll leave him alone in case I get a bunch of keys later on. So that was actually a mistake, but that's alright. Bag lunch, you get damage enough, it drops the health up, which for me is just a soul heart. Perks. Instead of losing a full heart of health when you get hit, you lose half a heart. Very helpful for the womb and beyond. Whoa, look at that. Look at that mess there. It's very helpful in the womb and beyond because you are forced to take a full heart of damage every time. And you see that with the piercing tears? I could not shoot the troll bomb away. So you have to run. You can't just shoot it. I'm just going to use the two of spades. Okay, let me explain what just happened. I got 60 keys, which means I regret even more blowing up the key beggar. But I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's the purple item there. I think it's the tarot cloth, that's right. The tarot cloth doubles the effects of whatever card you pick up. I was expecting to re-roll it, so I didn't even describe what it was about. But it doubles the effect, so it actually used the two of spades twice, so it doubled my keys twice. So I would have really gone to town on that key beggar if I didn't blow him up already. But that'll teach me to hold on to him like I usually do. The odds are not good, but that's why you keep them anyway. And then at the very end of the level, if you don't have enough keys and you know you're going to move on, at that point it's safe to go ahead and blow them up. I haven't seen this guy in a while. He's a variation of Daddy Longlegs. There's a little bit of luck involved, because when his feet come crushing down, they might stomp on you or they might not. Alright, there's, let's see, if I remember correctly, I think this is lunch. Just an HP up. Now when you're in the womb and beyond, there are no treasure rooms, there are no shops. And because of how dangerous the place is, it's not worth it to explore the rest in most cases. I will check for the super secret room really fast. I know it's not here because this is blocked off. So I'm going to blow this up and see what happens. Nope. I know what I just said earlier. I am going to explore one more room, however, and try to blow up the super secret room. Now, I know it's not here. Now, it's technically open, but there were a bunch of monsters down here. If you were to teleport to the super secret room and exit from here, you would immediately get force damage. I know for a fact the super secret room is not there. So it might be here. There we go. Walk in this room, try to destroy the flame, get out, rinse and repeat. If you stay too long, then they start shooting bullets at you. It's alright, I'm getting all this money, but I haven't had much of a reason to use it. Now what I could have done there is I could have pushed this barrel, because it's a different color, over to the shopkeeper here and blow him up. But that would not be that helpful. I'd probably just get spiders, but either way I could have done that to take a little more advantage of it. Now I only have one shot left to get an angel room. I want it because I want to get the second half of the key so I can fight Mega Satan. The odds are in my favor that I'm going to get an angel room this time. Fortunately, it's not guaranteed, so we'll see what happens. Now there are ways you can fight Mega Satan without getting the Angel Room keys. For example, if you find Dad's key, it's an activatable item that opens any door. This includes Mega Satan's door when you reach the last level. By last, I'm referring to the chest in the dark room. I guess the Void's the last level now. But either way, that's what I'm referring to here. I'm just used to kind of knowing where they're at here. It's Curse of the Lost, so it's hard to tell where the secret rooms are. But you see this is blocked off, and there's doors on both sides here. That's a pretty high candidate for a secret room. What do we have here? Just let my fly finish that off, but that was a gamble by me standing that close with the orange fly, because he can blow you up. Alright, so I got a lot of bombs, and that's a lucky coin in the upper left. So I'm bombing 3 of these here. The Hermit normally teleports you to the shop. There is no shop, so it just teleports you to a random room on this floor. The missing page, when you get damaged, there's a chance it will damage all foes in the room. It's a pretty low chance though, and I'd rather have these white flies instead. Now I'm doing this because red chests have a chance of sending you to the angel room or the devil room, and I'm not guaranteed to get it, so I want to give this a try. Nope. And you see I couldn't shoot it out of the way due to my piercing tears. You gotta really watch out for those super troll bombs and regular troll bombs. But look, I'm making short work of everybody. Another reason why I want to fight Mega Satan. I'm pretty powerful. This is a nose goblin. It will instead sometimes shoot sticky booger tears, and they'll latch on your enemies and deal damage over time. If one of those poops was a red poop, it would have actually destroyed that boss. It's pretty funny to watch. He just sits there and takes it and just melts. And that's a mimic because of the darkness of the chest. Normally if you get close enough, the spikes will deploy so you'll know for sure. But I can't reach it. Mimic chests, in my opinion, I wish they had more. It's usually not worth it to get hurt just so you can get like a few coins or keys. They drop the same loot as brown chests, which is kind of a disappointment. Now those rooms there where you see the red guys, in fact any skulls that you see, alright, well let's talk about the red ones first. If you kill the regular enemies, then the red skulls will die. You can also manually kill the red ones, but just kill the rest of the enemies and it'll clear it out. The white ones are immortal, you can't kill them. You have to clear all the entire room before they die. The black ones, you have to kill them to clear the room. Oh wait, right here. So I got full soul hearts. Okay, let me explain a couple things here. Now you have to unlock this. I don't remember what the unlockable requires, but what it does is it changes tinted rocks into, I don't know what the name is, but let's just call it a super tinted rock. It requires 2 bombs to blow up. It's harder to see the tinted rock, and it gives you double the rewards. So I might get 4 soul hearts if I'm really lucky. Secondly, every time you destroy a rock, there's a chance it might be a crawl space. I'll show you that in just a moment. Let's finish off the tinted rock. Now you can't double the small rocks, so I didn't get double rewards technically. But this is a reward in itself, a very good reward. It's what I strive for when blowing up tinted rocks anyway. You lose a little speed, but you gain a bunch of damage. Now, I believe it also gives you a tears up, but in order for that to affect, I believe you have to pick up another Tears Up item for that to apply. So it's kind of like a banked Tears Up. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Now let's go and see what's in the crawl space. Crawl space can have practically anything. In this case, it has an activatable item. I didn't even have an activatable item anymore. I must have re-rolled it at some point. But either way, now I can spawn a monster whenever I use that. It's not that great, though. Now, these crawl spaces also have a very small chance of having a black market. It'll appear here. You'll see a big gap there. You walk in, there'll be a bunch of deals that cost hearts in order to take them. There could be some beggars, slot machines, and there's probably a path to the next level in there, too. So crawl spaces are great. There's an HP up right there. I'm already maxed. Therefore, I'm going to save this until before I leave the room, or the floor rather. Same thing here. I'm not going to use any mystery pills. I might teleport to the Imera room and therefore cannot choose which path I take. Shale or the cathedral. Nope, no super secret room there. So I'm going to finish this off. Now I really wish I had a shopkeeper I could blow up. Because if you blow up a shopkeeper, then you get a higher devil deal chance. Or in this case, angel or devil room. It's not there though, because Greed was in the secret room. So, and I don't know, I also don't know where the super secret room is. I know it's not here, because the boss is right below it. I also know it's not to the left because there's another room there. I'm actually going to explore a little bit more trying to find it. And look at that. This looks perfectly like a super secret room. It's got like the red carpet lined up practically leading to the wall there. You hear the laughing, by the way. Just start moving as fast as you can. I do it in circles. So here we go. I'm hoping for a shopkeeper in here. No, but this is fine. This is one of my favorite super secret rooms because it has a large variety of runes that can definitely change everything. Let's use Burkano. Let's see if I get more white flies.
Burkano.
I think I gained 1. Yera doubles all the runes in the room. Awaz creates either a crawl space or a hole to the next level. Another Awaz. Another Yera. That's not that helpful, unfortunately. I'm going to save the Yera rune because if I find any soul hearts, I can double it. Plus the sun isn't that helpful for me right now anyway because I can't be healed off of it. I think I'll make pretty short work of this boss. Oh, I didn't even realize I spawned the dry baby. That's a perfect item to spawn when fighting a bullet hell enemy. Especially one that stands still like Mom's Heart or It Lives. I could just use it as a shield. And lo and behold, here is the angel room. This means I'm now going to get a chance to fight Mega Satan. Oh my goodness, these items. Now I only get to pick one. Looks like I can grab all 3. Duality lets devil rooms and angel rooms appear at the same time. You could choose one. There's no more deals though. This is the last level for a deal. Once I reach the cathedral or shale and above, no more deals at the end of a boss fight. Holy Relic prevents 1 damage per room. Very helpful. The wafer reduces the amount of damage I take to half. Because I'm going to be fighting Mega Satan, which means I might be fighting Delirium as well, I'd actually rather take a half point of damage each. That way I can survive longer for the boss fights. And let's go get the final key piece. Sorry about that. And I did take the Polaroid, so I'm going to take the path of the cathedral. I pretty much always take the Polaroid when I know I'm going to fight Mega Satan. Because at the very beginning you get 4 treasure chests that have treasure items. So it's good to go that way. That way you'll be a little bit beefier for the fight. Here's another tinted rock. There's a soul heart. I can double that if I am wounded later on in the level. But right now I'm capped. Let's see what I got. By the way, I could use the Yarrow rune to double the amount of treasure chests in here. Speaking of which, I could actually save this right before the Mega Satan fight and get 8 treasure chests instead of 4. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Chariot just makes you invincible temporarily, and you can walk into enemies. Late game, though, it doesn't deal that much damage to your foes. Especially since you can't shoot your tears while you're in the immortal state. So right now, I can't even shoot. Check it out. I got hit. My shield from the Polaroid has applied, and the wafer allowed me to take a half a heart instead of a full heart. It's pretty tough having to make that decision because the Holy Mantle is such a great item, and I had to pass it down. Or pass it up, I guess is the phrase. I could also go in the Cursed Room and... Well, I'm going to do that because it only costs me half a soul heart now to get damage, so I'm going to go for it. Not worth it. And what do we have here? Still want to make sure I don't take pills till the end of the level. I'm going to go back for the soul heart. I've already decided I'm going to use the Yarrow rune right before the Mega Satan fight on the treasure chests. Especially since I have more than 8 keys, I can go ahead and open them all. That's why I'm not a big fan of the 7 seals. I was trying to strategically dodge in between all those ghosts because I didn't have much room. And then I went ahead and got blown up by one of the flies. This is why the Cathedral and Shale, in my opinion, are easier than the Womb. You usually fight mini-bosses and bosses. They're a lot more predictable than a swarm of monsters in the room. Kind of ironic, since it's usually the further you go in a game, the harder it becomes. I don't know what that pill is, but it's not worth it. Those spike traps are super fast. Oh boy. So the Chaos card, I can one-shot one of Mega Satan's forms with it. He has 2 forms. Or 2 phases, actually. Phase 1, he spawns a bunch of monsters and attacks you every so often. Phase 2 is a bullet hell. I can end one of those phases immediately with the Chaos card. However, I might have to fight Delirium afterwards. Well, I might choose to fight Delirium. Chaos card does nothing against Delirium. I feel confident in being able to destroy Mega Satan without help from the Chaos card anyway, so I'm just going to use it on Isaac really fast. Just end him really quickly, and then save my Yarrow runes for the treasure chest right before the Mega Satan fight. I could also spend my time gambling on the slot machine and get some orbitals to defend me against Mega Satan's bullet hell phase. In fact, that's what I'm going to do, especially since I have the powers of editing. I can fast forward through this, and so you won't have to worry about dealing with watching me gamble the whole time. And immediately right off the bat, I got an orbital. I think that's like one of the first orbitals I've ever gotten during the series. I haven't been that lucky with it. Now notice how I stopped there. When you're in this room, don't just hold it down without thinking. Once it blows up, you might run into the spikes. But one orbital is better than none, that's for sure. Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. I could bomb it out of there. In fact, let me just show you that. I mean, I could tuck my way into the sides there, and I'd be fine. But just to show you, if you don't want to risk it and you have a lot of bombs, you can push your bomb, kind of push it out of the way. Now this could be a little bit harder. I got to push pretty hard. Let me show you a trick though. There's a door open right here. I could drop the bomb, leave. When I come back, it resets the fuse. So I can push it, and I can also do a running start. Now that was actually a mistake because I have piercing tears. What I would have done is I would have left, reset the fuse, the bomb would have been in the middle. I could have pushed it with my tears to go ahead and knock it into the chest and have it blow up that way. But thanks to piercing tears, that's one negative to piercing tears, is you can't push bombs. But piercing tears is almost always worth it, so don't worry about that too much. Let me try one more time. No, at this point, I'm not going to be able to run fast enough, I don't think. But I'll give it one more shot. Okay, I got it. And I can walk into it. It's the IV bag. You want to pick it up even if you're not going to use it. That way, if you destroy a blood donation machine, you'll get the blood bag from now on, because it'll remove the IV bag from the pools. Let's go ahead and take care of Isaac. Now when using a chaos card, run towards your foe and then use it. If you just stand still and use it, it might not go in the direction you expect.
Chaos card.
That's the end of him. And that's the power of the chaos card. Going back for my Yetta rune, and then time to fight Mega Satan for the first time during this series. Besides the angel rooms, you can also utilize a sacrifice room, and if you stab yourself enough on it, then it'll spawn those angels I had to fight earlier, and they'll drop the halves of the key. Now make sure that you don't use your Yetta rune after you grab the chests. You'll want to not grab them first, because if you pop it afterwards, it doesn't count. It's not going to double items that are revealed. Treasure room items that are revealed. So let's use it first. Now also bear in mind, I have the Tarot card. It doubles the effects of cards and runes. Therefore, I actually doubled it twice. Now the downside though is I'm on Curse of the Blind. There's risk involved here. I could get something that could really ruin my day. But going for it, let's see what happens, right? Cancer, you get damaged. You know what, there's so many items here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab them all. And if there's anything notable, I'll mention it. Doctor's remote just does this. Scissors is totally useless. I wouldn't even use it. It makes it harder to dodge because I kind of use the head for a reference when dodging, and it's just a body right now. So it's harder to tell. And plus the little head, you see how it's shooting tears? I'm shooting really fast, it's only shooting one tear at a time. It's totally useless. I only unlock it just for the sake of being a completionist. There was nothing negative about this. I only got positives out of all this. Which is a surprise, actually. So now I'm even stronger than before. Now Continuum usually loops around and goes backwards. I think it's not doing that because of the tractor beam. Alright, let's go kill Mega Satan. This first phase is going to spawn a lot of enemies towards the south, so don't stand in that area. You can avoid it. Now, there's going to be very little strategy for me to describe here, just because of the fact that I'm so powerful right now. Right here is the most dangerous part of the phase. He spawns 4 friends, and it's just absolute chaos. But it doesn't really matter for me. I've only lost half a heart. You can also destroy the hands, but they come back. So definitely focus on his face. And during this phase, it's the bullet hell phase. This is where if you have a bunch of orbitals, it's very helpful. Oh look, I spawned Dry Baby again. I can't believe it. I'm going to stay behind him, use him as defense. That's the end of the Mega Satan fight. Now when killing Mega Satan, you have a 50% chance of the Void spawning if you've unlocked that portal. 50% is the highest chance of spawning the Void portal. And it's only available during Mega Satan. Now you could kill Hush and the portal's guaranteed to be there, but I'm referring to it's the highest chance if it has to spawn in. So guess what? I'm really strong. I know this episode's been going on for almost 2 hours now, but I'm obligated to go ahead and destroy Delirium now. By the way, I have a mystery pill here. If it was teleport, I could have actually teleported out of the Mega Satan fight. It would take you back to the chest, and then you can go ahead and kill Blue Baby. By Blue Baby, I'm not referring to myself. I'm referring to the boss Blue Baby. Because in the Cathedral, it's Isaac is the boss, and then in the chest, it's Blue Baby. Kind of fighting yourself. There's some symbolism involved with that. Something like maybe destroying your inner demons or something. This game has a surprising deep level of symbolism. Come on, Delirium. Hey, first try. Could have been a regular boss, but thankfully I can just head straight to the guy I want. As I've said in every encounter with Delirium, a lot of the fight is based upon luck, because there's so much chaos on the screen. Obviously, with enough talent, you can dodge a lot of the bullets, but sometimes there's unavoidable damage. You might just teleport right on your face. All kinds of crazy things that can happen. So don't rely totally on your skill. You want to rely on your build. In my case, I essentially have double the amount of hearts due to the fact that I have the wafer. I know I'm going to be just fine. There's so many tiers on the field, sometimes it's hard to figure out where you should dodge. And remember, each of the forms, they represent the boss that you actually fought. So for example, when CHUD went after me, if he ran to my bomb, he would have eaten it and blown up. So it's pretty much just an amplified version of all the bosses. Especially Mom's Foot, it comes crashing down so fast. And while I'm temporarily shielded by the Polaroid, I can just hug my foe and make sure I deal more damage to him. Alright, that's the end. Only fight Delirium if you have the right build for it. If you're really weak, don't get cocky. Probably better off just ending your run. But if you're really strong, thanks to the D-Infinity for me, which just saved my run, then yeah, go for it. Thanks for watching the 11th episode of The Teaching of Isaac. We got 2 more characters left that I haven't randomed since we just finished the Blue Baby. We just need Apollyon and the Forgotten. We'll get to them eventually, but it is dependent on how random treats us. Please subscribe to my channel if you want some more content and haven't already subscribed. And if you learned something new, go ahead and like the video. See you guys on the next episode.